I've been working on a new venture behind the scenes for the past 3 or 4 months, and a byproduct of this has been having to learn how to use Alibaba to source reliable manufacturers and suppliers overseas. And what I want to share with you are 6 tips that I've pulled from this experience finding manufacturers and working with them overseas. What this is going to do is it's going to make this so much easier for you if you've never done it before. It's also going to save you a ton of headaches and from making some pretty catastrophic mistakes you can make if you end up working with the wrong suppliers and you don't take these things into account. So I hope you enjoy. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at BrandCrowd. BrandCrowd's a logo maker tool. You type in the name of the logo that you want to have made, hit enter, thousands of logos will come up. You choose the logo that you like, then you can edit and refine that logo as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a Hundo P design I had made for my own clothing brand using BrandCrowd. If you're interested, head over to brandcrowd.com/apparel success and you can get 66% off at checkout. All right, the first tip that I have for you when it comes to using Alibaba is to do some quick research into the credibility and reliability of the company that you're looking for. And on Alibaba, if you find a company that you think you want to go with, on the right-hand side of their page, there's going to be a section that's basically a snapshot of how credible and how reliable this company is. So what you want to look for here is you want to make sure that they're a verified supplier at the top. Then all of these other little details are really important. So what you want to look for is a really high rating. You want to make sure that they have a high on-time delivery rate, that they have a fast response time, and this one's probably the most important, that they have a lot of transactions in the past 180 days. Because if they have a lot of transactions in the past 180 days, this means that they're dealing with a lot of companies, and a lot of other big companies are trusting them, and they wouldn't be trusting them and doing this amount of transactions unless they were like a legit company. And there's so many companies that are just going to scam you. They're not going to be the real deal. So that's what you want to look for. If they have a lot of transactions and a really high rating, this is a really good indicator that it's a company that you should probably order a sample from and work with. The second tip that I have for you is before you even order a sample or order clothing from this company, hop on a video call with them and get them to give you a tour of their facility. If when they're giving you a tour of their facility, everything is like super unorganized and it looks like it's kind of like a dump, then it might not be the place that you want to work with. Whereas if on the video call, they're giving you a tour of the facility and they're using like high-end machinery, everything is like super clean, their whole plant, their whole facility just looks like really legit, then that's also a really good indicator that it's a company that you want to work with. But you can't really get a feel from that unless you hop on video with them and you really, get a feel for what their company is all about, and getting a tour of their facility will really help. The third tip that I have for you is to make sure that somebody on their team can communicate in English well enough to understand your product. Because you wouldn't want to partner with somebody in your clothing brand that you can't communicate well with, right? Well, it's the same thing with an overseas manufacturer. If you try and communicate your product to them and they think they understand what they're doing, but they end up creating a completely different product, that could be completely devastating and catastrophic for your brand, right? Especially if you're ordering like 500 units or 1,000 units, it could completely crumble your entire business. So you need to make sure that, you hop on the phone with them, you talk to them, you make sure that their writing's good enough in, say, WhatsApp or on Alibaba itself, that they can actually communicate with you and that they're speaking English well enough that, you can really form a true partnership where they're able to make your ideas come to reality. The fourth tip here is before you go into mass production, order a sample first. And what you want to do is when you order your sample, when it comes to you, assess how close the sample is to what you had discussed in your conversations with them. Was it really close to what you guys talked about, or were there things that were just way off? Because that's going to be a really big indicator for how it goes when you go into mass production. If the sample is really off from what you were discussing in the conversations, then it might not be a company that you want to work with. It might not be a company that you can trust. So when you get that sample, it's really the time to make those assessments and to make sure that, it's either at your quality or above your quality for what you asked for. The fifth tip here is don't be afraid to negotiate price or other terms. Like, you can negotiate with the manufacturer. I know you said $19 per unit for these hoodies, but we'd like to get them made for $16. Is that possible? They may say, how about 17? And at least you save $2 there. Or maybe, you know, their MOQ is 500 units and you just want to get 200 made. You can come to them and say, hey, I know your MOQ is 500, but we'd really like to do 200 for our first run. And if they go well, we'd be glad to order another order of 500 after that. You can negotiate these terms, whatever they have on their site. It's not like set in stone. You know, you can negotiate that. That's a part of business. So just keep that in mind. And the sixth tip here is to use caution when you're dealing with suppliers that are offering prices that are significantly lower than the market average. So, you know, if everybody else is selling t-shirts for say $5 or $6 per unit, and then there's one company that's offering those t-shirts for like 30 cents and it's just like way under the market average, it's usually because their quality is like extremely cheap and it's really bad. So just be really cautious about that. Like definitely order the samples and definitely make sure that, you know, it's legit. I'd also, you know, just to be straight up honest with you, be worried that it's a bit of a scam. If it's like completely off and there's a huge disparity between all these other legit companies that have their dollar range, and then there's one company that's kind of like offering that really low price, they can try and suck you in like that. And it's, you know, really enticing because you're like, oh my God, well, I can get these t-shirts made for like, you know, 5 cents a piece and I'll sell them for 25. I'm gonna be a millionaire, you know? But it's like, that's usually, you know, literally a scenario where it's too good to be true. So be cautious of that. And that should be basically everything you need to really get started on Alibaba. Everything else will sort of fall into place if you do enough due diligence, you share with them exactly what you want, and you communicate well, and you just take your time with it. It's no rush. So really take your time getting those samples. Make your product as best as possible and don't rush getting that final product in-house. If you like this video, drop a like for me and let me know what you think about all this in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.